We have it laid out. We have the back, number 5, the kidney, number 6, the butt plate, number 7, the chest, number 2, the ab plate, number 3, ab buttons, ab button plates, not 100% sure what you would call that, number 30, number 31, let me see that one over there, Mike. And then here's number 1, you can call it the ab buttons, number 31, so it goes right here. Let's see, we have the shoulder straps, number 4, 2 of them. We have shoulder bells, number 10
and 11.
And 11. And then we have the helmet, number, there's no number. Let's see, now we have the thighs right here. This one is actually, this is the outside right, number, there's no, oh, number 20. And then the inside, right, number 21. When you put these together, one thing you need to remember is one side is taller than the other side. So the outside part is taller, the inside part is shorter. So this is the right side. And then the left side, this is the outside part. It also has this little notch in it. That's number 22. Number 23 is the inside left. So again, when you put them together, the outside is taller, the inside is shorter. All of these right here, from what I'm seeing, they have all the lines where you can cut them. But one thing I've noticed is they give you a lot of return edge. So I'm going to start by cutting here first where the line is, and then I'm going to actually make it probably half as thick as what it is here, because this is too much return edge. And I was telling another member, I'm going to use the metal brackets. We've already got them here. This isn't part of the Anovos kit. We made both of the elastic and then the brackets. So we're going to use these metal brackets. And the cool thing about this kit is it's resilient. It'll bend a lot. This is just like the RS. So when we put them here, it's actually gonna bend when you bend forward. So number 18 is which side?
Left side.
So 18 is the left side.
Yeah.
So number 19 is the right side.
Yep. These are good.
So 16 is the other left side of the forearm. What number is that? 17?
17
is the right forearm. What about the biceps? So it should be the little thumbprint. Let me see that one. Number 12.
14 is the left.
So 14. Whoops, right there. Let me see that
15.
one. 14 and 15?
Yeah.
So here's 14. No. 15 is the right.
Yeah.
14 is the left.
Mm-hmm. We got this right because of the thumbprint.
So the thumbprint is the right side. So a lot of people.
So that's interesting. They have that on the left.
So yeah, this is the left. So a lot of people are saying this is messed up, but this is actually part of the molding. I don't know the exact story if whoever was molding it, when they took it off, they accidentally put their finger there, or if they did it on purpose so that they knew it was their kit. But this is the left. Number 13 is the right. So 13 and 15 is the right.
Yeah, they made this easy. It's all the odds on this side.
12 and 14 is the left. So here's the shoulder belt. Number 10 is the left. What number is that one?
11.
11 is the right. Now the shins, I was kind of throwing them together.
Now there's a PDF that came with this kit, right?
You can download it off the Anovos site. Yeah. So we'll include the link in the comments for everybody. But it's all numbered and laid out, which is pretty critical at this point. You want to make sure not only that you know where all the pieces are, that you got all your pieces
I
right.
almost forgot number 32, the left hand plate. Again, they put a lot of return edge. So I'm going to go where the line is. I'm probably going to go about half that return edge, because that's too much for the hand. So 33 is the right, 32 is the left. Now when it comes to the shins, which one is the left?
So your left shins are going to be it's all odd numbers, it looks like.
So 27?
27 is on the left.
27, so that means
27 and 28
24. 28?
go together.
Okay, 27 and 28. So I got those.
26 and no 24 and 25.
For 24 and 25.
Yeah, this is good.
So if you look when they go together, you can tell where one goes in and one doesn't quite swoop as much. So this is the inside right here. So this is the right, but this is the inside, and this is the outside. Same thing with this one. And also when we got this was very dirty. So hopefully it's got the protective covering on it. So this, again, this is the inside. This is the outside. So it's not quite as pronounced, but this will swoop in right here, and then this one is a gradual. And then we got, what do they call this? The ammo knee, number 26. That's what I call it. So they actually did a really good job here. Most people don't realize, they think it's flat. It actually has a curve in it. You're supposed to have that curve. So this is right, and then it has two indentions. I normally don't go that far in. I usually go a little bit more to here. But since I already have where the dot is, I'm going to end up using that anyways. It's just going to look funny to have a piece here and then have another dot. And here's the sniper knee. So this kit doesn't come as a sand trooper. It only comes as a regular stormtrooper. So if you wanted to make it into a sand trooper, and you don't use the drop boxes, and you don't use this sniper knee, and you don't use the shoulder straps.
Yeah, these go out.
But everything else, and then you won't use the thermodet. So here's another piece on the thermodet. It's actually very good. But what I've noticed is this one is a lot bigger than mine. And then this color, I use more of a primer gray. So it's a lot bigger, if you notice. This is a ATA, and it fits in there very easily. This is more of an FX size right here. So I'm not saying it's bad, I'm just saying it's different, where it's bigger. And then another thing I noticed, and some people have already stated that these brackets are good, but they're a little bit shorter. And this actually doesn't looks about the same height as mine. They're the same height, but the difference is this is smaller. So when you put the control panel on there, what it's supposed to do is these ends are supposed to line up, and then it's supposed to come up. So the way it has it on the belt, as you can see, that control panel is more up. So with this one, it's going to be more forward. So you can make these bigger, or you can use them. They're still good, but they're just a little bit short for this tube. And then also, these screws are no good. I mean, you could use them, but for Centurion, these won't work because they're Phillips tip, and you're supposed to use a pan.
And Centurion is what, the third level?
Level 3.
So the first one's TK, and that's a 501st.
First approval. Yeah.
So one thing.
Yep. So right out of the box, we're seeing that you could probably get approval of.
So one thing I've noticed, this kit is pretty much just like a RS. So RS is approvable. It all depends on how you build it. Any armor out there is approvable. There's many different armors, and they're all approvable. Even the Rubies, which is a horrible example of a TK, can be approvable. It's going to take a lot more work. Is it worth it? No.
So let's talk a little bit about what you need to approve as kit, because this was one piece that everybody's been noticing. So
the one piece is these screws, the pan head.
And that's for if you want to go Centurion. But if you want to be approvable with the 501st, you can't use the bell as it is.
I actually am the GML of the June C. So with that being said, that means I approve all the kits. There's some kits I can approve. There's some kits that I actually have to go out, and then the LMO has to approve them. The Stormtrooper, I can approve it. Now with this belt is approvable, but right now in the CRLs it's stating that there should only be 2, not 4. So you're going to have to take the top 2 out. You could still use this belt, you could still use this holster, but my opinion, and what we're going to do is are you going to use this holster?
Yeah, it's a decent holster.
So we're going to use a holster. In my opinion, it's way too thick. This is way too thick. Unless you have a real sterling, this is.
I guess I better get a real sterling.
It's too much for the resin ones, and for the scratch built one. This is overkill.
Now you're saying this is
Prezzo belt for my kit, and you can see the difference in the
So this is an AP kit.
screws.
So you can see these are riveted, so you can either rivet them or you can Chicago screw them. Doesn't matter. This one just happens to be permanent. These can actually come out. Again, you can take these two top ones out, cover them. I would put E6000 and maybe paint them white. Let them dry, then paint them white, and then you're good.
All right, so this is the next seal that came with the kit. It's part number 34. And what's noticeable about the next seal that came with the kit, rubbery, covered in the rubbery. I mean, the look is there, but I won't be wearing this in Arizona, and the guys that are in Arizona will probably deck these out pretty quick. One of the reasons I tried this on, so there's a catch. This tiny zipper has a real hard issue, and when you're doing that behind your head or somebody's trying to help you, it's not easy. You really got to work at this to get it up and over. So I'm not even going to finish it. I'm afraid of breaking it. But it's just not terribly comfortable. An example here, and we'll post where this came from. As you can tell, it's a really light material. It's just dark enough that it covers when it's on. It also has a V to it. It's not straight out and round, as you saw here. And the reasoning behind that is the comfort level around the neck. And then the zipper is much more, it's just an easier zipper to work with. So when it comes to neck seals, there are lots of different neck seal operators out there. You can go online, you can go on White Armor and actually find guys that tell you how to sew them yourself. So it's a lot of fun. Panda Bear's tutorials. I did that, and it wasn't too hard to do, and I really enjoyed it. So, all right, that's the neck seal. It is approvable. Don't get me wrong. This neck seal is approvable for 501st. It'll work fine.